Well, Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, and the Detroit Lions continue to search every nook, cranny, crevice, and rock under every rock to find ways to help this team. We have some breaking news coming out of the city of Detroit, and that is that the Detroit Lions have decided to bring in another cornerback. The cornerback room is depleted like the defensive line was last year, and the Detroit Lions are doing all they can to make sure that we can compete until our starters come back. This is coming from Jeremy Fowler's Twitter account. Says the Lions are signing defensive back Jammie Robinson to a one-year deal per source. He was with Kansas City's practice squad previously. Detroit depleted in the secondary, and that depleted is an understatement. We are down starters DJ Reed and Terrion Arnold. We are out both Dorsey and Avonte Maddox, and this is the second cornerback in just as many days that we have decided to bring in one way or another. Now, you'll notice that this guy was actually signed. It doesn't say that he is on the practice squad. It says that we signed. So from here, I'm assuming he's been signed to the 53. If that is the case, that means he took the spot for Lauren Strickland, and this could be why Lauren Strickland was waived. Now, I did not hear today that he was claimed off waivers, so my guess is that he will revert back to the Detroit Lions, meaning that they will re-sign him to the practice squad. But the Detroit Lions, man, like I gave credit to Dan Campbell yesterday, that this guy is going to search every nook, cranny, crevice, anywhere you can find a team, a guy to help the team, a guy who fits to help the team. He's going to search everywhere. And he has done just that. Let's take a look at his stats like we usually do. 5'11", 200 pounds, was actually only 24 years old. But check this out. He is a recent draft pick. He was actually drafted in the 5th round of 2023. So we're talking about the same draft pick that Jahmyr Gibbs, Brian Branch, Sam Laporta, that those guys came out, and is in his 3rd season, was taken by the Carolina Panthers. Now, as you can see from his stats, he did not survive his rookie contract with the Carolina Panthers, playing the first 2 years with the Carolina Panthers, and I'm assuming he was on the practice squad this offseason. I'm not certain about that, but seeing as how we already passed and played Kansas City, this is not a move that we are just trying to get intel on the team that we're going to play. So again, the Detroit Lions are doing everything they can to make sure that we have enough bodies, because as I was saying earlier today, that it's about bodies, and not just anybody, but in a way, it is about anybody. Of course, a quality person, but somebody who can help this team, because we went through this last year on the defensive line, and now we are going through it in the secondary. Let's take a look at his NFL draft prospect profile, and this is coming from NFL.com. Now, you'll see here that this guy is a 6. His prospect grade is a 6.11. Now, this is more recent because he's only a 3rd-year player. So unlike the guy that we signed yesterday, who had been in the league for 8 or 9 years and had multiple years of the NFL under his belt, this guy's relatively new. But you'll see they have almost the exact prospect grade at 6.11. The guy yesterday was 6.10, and it is a good backup with the potential to develop into a starter. Now, again, the Lions are turning over every nook and cranny to find people. Now, this guy's prospect grade is 74, which is 2 points higher than the gentleman from yesterday at 74. Let's take a look and see, when did Lance have him potentially getting drafted? Says Lance, he be close, man. Have him as a 4th-round pick, and his NFL comparison was Demaryius Robinson. Let's take a look at his overview. Says short-arm defensive back. Make sure you guys can see it. You should be able to see it just fine. Short-arm defensive back with good toughness, a compact frame, and the versatility for consideration at nickelback or safety. That's intriguing. He thrives when playing downhill, where anticipation and bursts provide quick closure to make plays on the throw. He has twitchy feet to match up from the slot, but tends to stay behind if he falls behind in the route. He's a run stopper with a nose for the ball, but average stopping power. Robinson lacks ideal measurables and was unimpressive in NFL scouting combine athletic testing, but he's a feisty defender whose success could be determined by how a team decides to employ him. The reason that I chuckled a little bit is because, I mean, you're talking about a guy that his overview describes like the Detroit Lions. He almost sounds a little bit like Brian Branch, right? So I'm like, man, as I'm reading it, I'm saying this is what every time we do one of these, it's like, oh, Detroit Lion. That's what the Detroit Lions are looking for. They're looking for that. They're looking for this. So that's why I had to chuckle a little bit. Let's look at his strengths and his weaknesses. Make sure you guys can see all of that. Says plays with urgency on every snap, attack seams and crevices as a run defender near the line, can make cuts to match runners bouncing wide, stalks the route with anticipatory movement, breaks on the throw and breaks on the throw are synced to quarterback's release, drive through his targets to disrupt the catch, rushes in for attack versus quick game, versatility to align as free safety or nickelback. Now, what about his weaknesses? Says, takes sloppy angles as downhill run stopper, will overstep positioning and lose his leverage. Length falls below the desired mark. Receivers can challenge him above the rim and fails to make up ground in a foot race. So he doesn't have, looks like any closing speed. He's not going to be able to catch up with you if you get past him. So again, I'm not tripping at this signing. Of course, I don't know what the on the field play looks like. Seeing this, I don't see many Carolina Panther games, and it doesn't look he's been in any games this season. But again, another solid pickup by the Detroit Lions. Somebody said yesterday in the video from yesterday's signing that they missed like the hostile, aggressive, and all that they didn't sign up for this and all that stuff. I mean, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? It comes out. It's still here. It hasn't gone anywhere. But I'm not going to. I don't crash out over every move that the Detroit Lions make. I mean, a solid move is a solid move. I mean, these guys are average backup that can develop into starters. I mean, if that's the best we can get, if you look at the cornerback market, the free agent market, the best cornerback available is Stephon Gilmore. And there must be a reason that the Detroit Lions, I mean, with him being on the older side, that they're staying away from him. You know, Asante Samuel, the reason that he is not on the team is because he had a catastrophic injury. It's like a neck injury, and he's still kind of recovering from that. Otherwise, and when he's ready to play, somebody will sign Asante Samuel. So I don't know what you guys want, but trust me, crash outs, they still come. They are still a thing, and they have not gone anywhere. So, you know, I hope you find whatever you're looking for. But this is a solid move, man. We're 4-2. We got a huge game against a conference opponent coming up. As a matter of fact, this game has all the implications of first seed through 7 games for this team. Because if we look at, I want to take a look at the playoff picture, or we can do the standings. Let's do the standings. And let's look at what the conference is looking like. This thing has huge implications in it. If we look at the NFC, right now you can see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are the first seed leading their division. The Packers leading the NFC North. Drop down, the Detroit Lions are the 6th seed. So you're talking about if the Seahawks, Eagles, 49ers, Packers, if they all lose, and the Detroit Lions, and I don't even think all of that needs to happen, but if the Detroit Lions beat the Buccaneers, they could jump from 6th to 1st. We definitely need a Packers loss and the 49ers and stuff like that. So it's got first seed written all over it. So we need all the help that we can get in this time. Of course, the only thing I told y'all, the only thing that I'm tripping on is the edge position. That's it. That's all. That's the only thing I'm really tripping on, right? So that's most likely when you see a crash out, because it's been the one. Even now, it's crazy, because even now, all the resources of all the drafts and all the free agent signings that Brad has done, there have been a tremendous amount of resources in the secondary. You know, it'd be a decent video for me to do is to see how much we've invested in the secondary versus how much we've invested into the defensive line, both in free agency and the draft. And this year, almost the entire secondary has been wiped out in one way or another. We'll have one starter in the secondary if Kirby Joseph can go. If he can't go for whatever reason because of his injury, then we're down to all 4 people in the secondary are brand new, right? The starters will be brand new. So I don't know what you expect, but any way to make this team better and for us to be able to go the distance and get to our first Super Bowl and hopefully win it. Buy us enough time until these guys can come back. Hamstrings are devastating. They can put you out for months. I remember a couple years ago, Justin Jefferson, I think it was 2023. Justin Jefferson was out with a hamstring. I think he missed 7 weeks. And then he came back for that game, the last game that we played when we played them to win the NFC North for the first time. But earlier that year, because I think when we played them the first time, he was out. But either way, I think that was the year Justin Jefferson missed about 7 games with a hamstring. Jameson Williams missed a bunch of games with a hamstring a few years ago. So expect that the DJ Reed, I don't expect him back till December. I just knowing how the injured reserve works, the 21-day window, that's 7 weeks right there. So I'm guessing we're talking about late November at the earliest, early December. We might have him for the playoff push. So anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below. This channel was made possible by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. It's because of your support I get to do what I do. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.